Hey guys, Bubba here. Hey, have you guys seen this story? This one really caught my interest. The Israeli official airline pilots of El Al Airlines refused to fly Netanyahu on his state visit to Italy, to Rome. They said, nope, we're good. Have you guys... Okay, El Al pilots and flight attendants refused to take up a tender to man the Prime Minister's scheduled flight to Rome later this week. So what has happened is no one volunteered to fly this trip. And basically what had happened, the deadline for this was issued by 2 p.m. today. In other words, this was added to the pilots and the flight attendants, like a community board within what they could bid on trips to pick up extra pay, like an extra trip. And that's what this was. But they basically said, no, we're happy with our schedule. And they're basically protesting and they didn't pick it up. So the official narrative comes out and they say there's a shortage of qualified pilots for Netanyahu's flight to Rome. There's no shortage. There's just a shortage of pilots that wanted to go along with it and say, yeah, we'll take the trip. In other words, they basically said, no, we're good. But per the protocol there with the airline, the squadron's commissioner is obliged to fly him, Netanyahu. So he's obliged, the commissioner, to command the aircraft and be the captain, but you still lack a first officer. You still lack the flight attendants with their crew briefing, security detail. So all that's lacking. So he's supposed to fly out this Thursday to meet with the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni. Yeah, I'll let you guys make up your own decisions about her. She's all part of the whole plan too. But, you know, she downplays her ties with fascism and whatnot in the past. But he's going to speak with her, which is interesting because of Rome. And I'm sure the Pope will somehow be tied into this. But this goes, and yeah, we're going to get to that story here in a second with the Israeli pilots. And that story with their military is a story in and of itself. But this one, what they're going to do is they're going to open this to like competing airlines within Israel and allow their pilots and flight attendants to be able to do this. But this is going to really screw it up because of the El Al Airlines protocol with security and their detail. So this is basically like taking what's known and giving it to someone else's hands. So this could be a really tricky situation going on. And I want to get into this because these reserve pilots, these Israeli reserve pilots, have said no to their next meeting right ahead of Netanyahu's flight out on Thursday. 37 out of 40 pilots from their 69th Fighter Squadron have become the latest reservists to join the protest against Netanyahu's government's judicial overhaul. And these guys have a very detailed security briefing coming up on this Wednesday, and they've said no. 37 out of the 40 reserve pilots have said no, and these guys are their F-15 Ram Thunderjets, and these guys are needed for the attacks on Syria. They're needed for Gaza, and for them to say no, this is huge. And with all the news focusing on Iran and Israel and what's going on there, this is a powder keg getting ready to kick off anytime, any place, anywhere. Guys, this is getting ready to get nuts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll talk to you soon.